Hey everybody, I'm Marie Isabel and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to talk about female friendships and the relationships that we as women have with one another. I've actually been inspired this week by one of my girlfriends that reached out to me, and she was feeling bummed out because she just recently transferred to a new gym. She's a fitness competitor. And there's a lot of other fitness competitors that work out at this gym, a lot of other women that she normally competes against. So she was feeling really bummed out because she said that over the past month, she's really, tried her best to reach out to these women and be friendly and talk to them in the morning. And she just felt like there was a lot of tension and cattiness, and that they really weren't being accepting of her. And she kind of felt really crappy about herself and felt like, it was kind of bringing her down. So this is actually something that I feel really passionately about. And, the idea of women raising each other up and, celebrating each other's happiness as opposed to breaking each other down and, not being able to truly be happy and have organic relationships with our female peers. The unfortunate thing is that you'd think that after high school or, when you're still in elementary school, that this kind of stuff would be over. But the unfortunate part is that as women, there still exists that culture of, like that whole Mean Girls. And a lot of times this is found in women who struggle with insecurities and who don't take the time to find inner happiness and true fulfillment. And what ends up happening is that they place that unhappiness on the people around them. So I always tell women, it's extremely important to be selective of your friendships. You want to surround yourself with women who truly do have internal happiness and who do have the ability to celebrate your happiness, and women who want to raise you up as opposed to breaking you down and, using you as your therapy. I always tell people that you never want to become somebody else's therapy. And what I mean by this is that a lot of times, when it comes to insecurity, people will deal with it in two ways. They either feel like they need to overly inflate themselves so they can feel like they're level to the people around them, or they feel the need to break people down so then once again they can feel that they're on an equal, level field with the people around them. And these aren't the type of people that you want to surround yourself with. You shouldn't have to be somebody else's therapy, which means that they're using you as a way to make themselves, to feel better about themselves. And, you don't want to become the work that somebody else is not willing to put in for themselves. Because at the end of the day, it takes away from your happiness. It takes away from your positive energy. And it's taxing. Nobody wants to have that type of friendship in their life. And the unfortunate part is that we as women, we're known for having that catty culture. I mean, not in general, but it is something that our female species is more known for. And, a lot of times it is because we have more emotional investments in our relationships, but it doesn't make it okay. It doesn't make it okay. A lot of times, you see, I'm in a woman's bathroom, and I'll see girls putting on makeup, and one of them walks out, and then, the other two will sit there and snicker and start talking about her behind her back. Or, like a lot of times, I'll see somebody in the bathroom, I'll be like, oh my God, I love your boots, where did you get them? And, I feel like they almost, don't want to tell you because they don't want you to have cute boots. Like, I happen to be the type of person that, if somebody asks me, oh my God, where did you get your boots? I am going to say, oh my God, thank you. I am going to tell you where I got them, how much I got them for. I'm just the type of person where I want to help celebrate other people. I want to see other people happy. And these are the types of, women and, female relationships that we need to foster. It's not about breaking each other down, you know, just so we can feel good about ourselves. You know, there's this culture that we've built, this social culture amongst females where we feel the need to compete with one another, you know, about who's prettier, you know, who has a better relationship, you know, from hair to makeup. And it's not a competition. It's really not a competition. And if you have female relationships in your life that are that type of unhealthy competitive nature, those aren't true friendships. They're not. You know, no two people are the same. You know, beauty comes in many different forms. There's no one set standard for what defines beautiful. It's very possible for two women to be friends and for both of them to be beautiful in their own way. You know, you want to have female friends in your life that when you do have an accomplishment in your life, that they have the confidence and the security to be able to celebrate that with you. And that's what I always try to teach women, is that it's about raising each other up, you know, knowing how to celebrate each other's happiness, as opposed to, you know, getting caught up in that cattiness and, you know, the need to always feel like it's a competition. You know, a lot of times we don't see the importance of not having those types of relationships in our lives. You know, we think that we can just go home and once we close the door, we've left that behind. But we really carry it with us. We really carry it with us, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy to foster, you know, those types of relationships, because it really has a way of bringing that toxic energy into your heart and into your home. So I always tell women, you know, you want to be selective of your female friendships, and you want to make sure that the women that you surround yourself with are women who have done the work and have internal happiness, women who truly are happy for your happiness, you know, who are not there to compete with you or to use you as their therapy. You know, because at the end of the day, that's not what it's about. It's about supporting one another and raising each other up. And unfortunately, you know, it's not very prevalent. I wish it was a lot more contagious, and I wish it was evident with a lot more female relationships out there. But the unfortunate part is that it isn't. You know, there's a lot of people out there who are not willing to work on themselves to find that internal happiness. But at the end of the day, it's not your job, it's not my job to allow these people to break us down just so they can feel better about themselves. So, you know, until the world becomes a perfect place and everybody is confident and we're all celebrating each other's happiness, it's extremely important to remain selective about who you allow into your inner circle. To break that catty culture and, you know, to remove yourself from being sucked into that whole toxic cycle. You know, because at the end of the day, it does affect your happiness. And, you know, I'd much rather, and I always say, I'd much rather have one or two extremely true and organic female friendships than just have a slew of, you know, friendships and a bunch of women that I'm friends with that I constantly feel like, you know, I'm, you know, just having to cycle a lot of negative energy, and, you know, they happen to be a lot of work. You know, if your friendships tend to be a lot of work and bring a lot of negativity to your life, those are the type of relationships that you need to put on the outside of your social bubble. You know, we have different layers, and the only people that truly make it in are the ones that are there for you, the ones that are there to support you and your happiness, and that are not just there for themselves, you know, to use you as their therapy, to make themselves feel better about, you know, who they are or what they're lacking. So, you know, I just wish that we could, you know, as a female following, all have that mindset. But until we do, I just, you know, it's important to be mindful of that and try to keep the energy in your life positive. When you do find those female relationships, hang on to them. because they're not as common as you'd think. So that's all I have for you today. Join my YouTube channel, and you can follow me on social media. Have a great day.